All the votes counted for the midterm election. The Republicans have 50.7, the Democrats 47.7. If we look at only the votes cast for one of the two major parties, the Republicans won 51.5, the Democrats 48.5. 51.5% of the votes would translate into 224 seats. The Republicans will end up with probably 222. So, at least by some measure, gerrymandering did not play a huge effect on the House elections. It may have played a very minor effect. For state legislatures, it probably played a very large effect, but that's a different question. But there's a couple of other things to note here. One, this is the first time since 2014 that the Republicans have won a majority of the votes cast in a national election. In 2016 and 2020, the Democrats won the popular vote for president, and in 2018, they handily won the votes cast for the House of Representatives. Now, there are some things to consider here. Some members were running unopposed in some districts in California. There were two Democrats among the finalists, but basically these numbers are reasonably good. But it also tells us something else very important. This was still a very close election, and we've essentially been having the same election every year from 2016 through today. And with all the talk and the punditry about inflation or Roe v. Wade or Dobbs or whatever it is, what we're seeing is that the overwhelming majority of Americans have their minds made up well before the election and simply vote that way when the election rolls around. The difference is in the margins, and it's very marginal, but American elections are decided in the margins. But again, this is now several elections in a row where 50, 60,000 votes change, and suddenly the Republicans win control of the Senate. 50, 60,000 votes change, maybe the Democrats win control of the House. So this election, while we can analyze it in a whole lot of ways, one way we should analyze it is that it very much continues what we've seen in recent American elections. A deeply divided electorate and an electorate that is very, very close between the two major parties.